Jason Abraham, the shadow teacher, and the reptilians, the lizard people, who have been manipulating the consciousness of humans and controlling the direction of the events on planet Earth for centuries. These reptilians are fully aware that we are more than this crude matter. At the core of it, humans, we, and everything else are frequency and vibration. And if you can manipulate frequency and vibration, then you can rule the world. And this has been done through our nutrition, through the quality of our food, our water, the information that comes in through radio and television, and now through our phones. And all these frequencies, some are more dense. For instance, our food is a more dense frequency. By manipulating these frequencies, it's manipulating the information that is going into the cells of a human being. Now, this video is not going to be about reptilians. It's not going to be about lizard people. There are plenty of other videos I've made about that. But I need to set the stage of where we're going. There's a scene in the movie The Matrix, in the very first Matrix, and at the very end, what you see is Neo being able to transcend the perception. At first, he's learning the rules of the Matrix. And when he's learning the rules and is under the belief that those rules are all that is, he can die in the Matrix, as many of his colleagues do. When you die in the Matrix, you die in your physical body. But once he learns the rules, he learns how to transcend them. He learns the deeper mechanisms of what his reality is. And then you see him transcending what the rules are and transcends even what the oppressors can do, as these agents are looked at as these all-powerful beings that the humans feared. And at the end of the movie, you see him entering into Agent Smith's body, merging with him, and then destroying Agent Smith. Now, one of the reptilian agendas is the merging of humanity with AI. What a great way, ultimate way of manipulating frequency and vibration, and manipulating the frequency of a human being to the point where it can no longer access the truth of who we are, or so they think. You see, many mystics of the past prophesied this time would come. And when we, again, understand the truth of who we are, and we understand the practices that connect us to that deeper truth, which is we are frequency and vibration. We are matter and spirit. It's all of it. And we connect with the practices that remind us of that no matter what is set in our way, there's a way that a conscious being can transmute it. But first you have to reach that level of mastery. And most people are simply not aware to the extent that their frequencies have been hijacked, to the extent that their bodies are poisoned. And the first step is simply becoming aware. And you have to have some exposure to being a higher functioning being. So you could start with cleaning up your diet, eating whole foods, and then if you do that for a while, notice what happens if you eat something processed. Usually people start to feel sick, but that's just an example. when you become sensitive on an energetic level, for instance, there was a time when I went through a dark night of the soul and some depression, and everything just kind of felt gray and blah. But I was working with a therapist, and that therapist gave me some homework. She said, Jason, when you go into this space where you feel trapped, I want you just to notice how you feel. Notice the feelings in your body when you go in there. And I started to do this. And when I did this practice, I noticed what spaces I started to feel heavy and weak and tired. And then I noticed when I went out in nature, when I went out into the sun and in places where I could get fresh air, I had greater energy. I had greater vitality. And so then my awareness started to change, and I started to make some different choices in regards of my exposure to places that were toxic to my energetic field. And again, I was blessed with a mentor and that has studied these practices, and now I have conscious practices that are going to do what I'm about to tell you about, which is, as a light worker, you are going to be the conduit between the earth and the heavens. And the practice of Qigong, there's a movement called mixing heaven and earth. And I'll do it with one hand. Normally you're standing up, you use both arms, you inhale, you reach the sky, and then you exhale, and you're bringing heaven into the conduit, hence mixing heaven and earth, human being the midpoint, the middle pillar between the heavens and the earth. So over time, doing these practices, such as sun gazing, such as just a simple Qigong practice of mixing heaven and earth, I've been able to change my vibrational frequency, and I hold a higher potency in my vibrational frequency. And when you practice over time, when you bring these cosmic rays and you merge them with the frequencies, the electromagnetic frequencies of the earth, and you merge all of that with your own body, your own cellular structure, you gain a new consciousness and a new powers. Literally, you are changing your DNA. And if you do this enough, then your vibration is going to be so high that no matter what attempts a reptilian may throw at you to alter that, you may feel it, but you're actually going to be able to transmute. You're going to be able to alchemize toxic frequencies and transmute them and make them gold. And that is the work of the light worker. It is our work to bring the cosmic rays from the heavens into our vessel and bring the energy of the earth up into our vessel. And by doing this, and when enough of us do this, we are going to make the 5D earth, which we're already in, but with enough of us doing this, the shift continues. And this is the work we're called to do, because the inorganic ones, their work is to create a denser reality, a reality where we are cut off from that energetic awareness so they can control it. But remember, you learn the rules, you build the awareness, knowing when there's something that's toxic, that's bringing your energy and your vibration down. Build the practices of raising your vibration and re-energizing, and then you'll get to a point where you're so strong, you turn the lead to gold. You take something toxic and you turn it into magic. And then enough of us do that, then we turn the reptilian agenda of manipulation, we turn their frequencies of evil into the frequency of good. And we change the timeline of the planet. So light workers, hold the space. I hope this made sense to you. I know I was kind of all over the place in this video, but I know you were feeling this on a level that goes beyond the conscious mind. Because right now something's talking to me, that's speaking through me, that my words are simply not doing justice for, but I'm doing my best. I am the Shadow Teacher, Jason Abraham, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.